Guys, Beast Swarm is changing, but not in a way where Onnit is actually doing something, but well, as you do know, ever since basically 2021, we have had macros get really popular in Beast Swarm. I mean, first of all, we started with just the normal macro where we were macroing in Pine Tree. Then we started with the macros, well, literally everything, getting planters, getting polar bear, getting stingers, and everything. Then this year, what actually came out was the red AI macro. Now, it's not fully released, but well, it will be probably soon, and it's obviously pretty OP because that basically means you can make hourly honey as red hive, and you're basically boosting and probably boosts better than most people actually boost, and probably will make more honey like that, making blue kind of useless if you actually have a good setup as red. But well, aside from that, there will actually be another macro coming out, and as you did kind of see from the thumbnail and maybe even from the title, or well, maybe even in front of me too, yeah, you are hearing this right. At one point in Beast Swarm, and that will most likely be either this year or the next year, a Robo challenge macro has been in the works actually. And not gonna lie, I myself, I'm kind of excited, but I've seen a lot of people just say and complain in my comments saying, oh yeah, Beast Swarm is just getting fully automated at this point. Is there even a point playing anymore? Which, to be fair, yeah, I do kind of understand that. I guess obviously at the end of the day, everything is done faster and better and easier manually. But anyway, let's talk more about this Robo challenge macro that will most likely be coming out sometime maybe before Beesmas. We'll talk about if it will be paid as well. I'm not making it, by the way. It will obviously be made by the one and only Revolution macro, and I personally, I'm kind of excited about this because I think it does also depend if you have an alt account, how good you are as well on whatever round you'll reach. Because imagine having a macro that does Robo challenge for you and gets to round 25 every single time and gets the materials from that. I mean, bro, that is really OP, and not gonna lie, we're literally going to be most likely seeing that as well, which is actually crazy. And well, I'm guessing they probably will also pick and have an option where they take the easier quest. It's probably gonna take a while, and it has been taking a while as well from what I have seen to even make, because look, you're gonna pick the quest, you're probably gonna pick what hive you are, either blue, white, or red, and since I'm obviously white hive, oh well, this is low-key easier either way. Then obviously picks the right bees at the start. It will definitely have to do that. Same with picking the right upgrades, unless it will give you a priority thing in the macro, which is the only way it would really work to actually get it to round 25. Because if you are like, I don't know, level 15 maybe, but don't have an alt account, then well, if you use this macro, you're not really going to benefit from it because you're level 15, no alt account. I mean, maybe if you have an alt account, maybe you can farm it a bit with the macro. But look, at the end of the day, for the people that want to max out their digital bee, I'm guessing this will also buy out any drives like the red one, the white one, the blue one. Not really the glitch because that's just round 25, but at that point you're probably pretty decent with an alt account also. Whenever you're level 20, 21, you definitely reach the level or round 25s on the macro and in the challenge. But as you are seeing, if you are trying to just get the colored ones, it would probably just, oh yeah, just not buy any upgrades, most likely get digital bee instantly as soon as possible. Then once it does get digital bee, it uses every single drive in the actual Robo challenge, and then boom. So as you are kind of seeing, this is going to be pretty OP, not going to lie. Or if you end the Robo challenge like that, or if you do that, or if you do this, it's going to be pretty insane. I mean, not gonna lie, whenever this drops, it's probably gonna kind of break Beast Swarm, but not really. But what I have heard as well, and yes, I know it will most likely, I don't know fully, but most likely probably be paid. Yes, because it is so OP is what Revolution macro, I'm pretty sure, will do. I don't know, there might be some features that might be free for everybody, but then the real OP ones, like maybe the drive grinding, will be paid. It probably won't be that much because I mean, at least like, I mean, look bro, everybody gotta make money somehow, am I right? But I don't fully know though, like it might be paid, it might not. There may be some free versions that will be pretty good either way for everybody. And even if there's a free version which lets you get to around 25, then at the end of the day you can use those drives yourself anyway, and it would save you a lot of work too. So not gonna lie, to be fair, it will be probably the most useful macro in Beast Swarm. I'm gonna be real, because not only the amount of materials you can get from a Robo challenge macro and overall a Robo challenge, because like bro, so many super smoothies, so many purple potions, I don't even know, but there might even be some smooth ices in there. It will probably have a feature on when to quit at what round. Like this sounds crazy, and it really will be crazy, and I can't believe it really will happen this year. I can't wait to see how it it will look and how it will function and everything. But I know a lot of people are gonna be saying, oh my god, is there even a point playing Beast Form anymore? And not gonna lie, I do kind of get what a lot of you guys are saying about if there even is a point, if everything really is getting automated. And I mean, at the end of the day, who really wants to grind Robo Challenge for that long, if you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's kind of fun, but for me, it personally took me literally 2 years to max it out, starting from 2023 to 2025. And not gonna lie, I remember everything. It was obviously really fun, yeah, but not everybody has that time. Not everybody is as unemployed as me, and not everybody also cares about the leaderboards that much. They just kind of hop on sometimes for a few boosts and boom, but they can't really make that much because their digital isn't maxed out. So to be fair, it will be pretty useful and pretty crazy. Now, we'll obviously discuss it more whenever it's time and whenever it's probably closer to being finished, but I was really excited ever since I've heard that this will even be a thing about this, mostly because of the materials and how crazy it will be. Like, just imagine using Robo Challenge macro the entirety of Beastmas and how many materials you would get from that. Absolutely insane, bro. And I love my materials, bro. Just like, well, I'm not gonna say that reference, but you know what I mean. But I don't know about you guys, but to be fair, I feel like this will be literally the most useful macro, the most useful thing in Beast Form, and I know for a fact everybody will be using this as well whenever it drops. Let's be real. I mean, if you don't, at that point, you'll just be at a disadvantage. But I'm guessing you will probably need a RDP though to even manage, because it will need your alt account to go in a certain field here, or here, or here, or there. So although you might be thinking, oh yeah, let me just use it on my main, boom, we're good. Nah, you'll probably need an alt account or at least somebody supporting you having the same macro on it as well. So the same macro sends the other thing where you got to go to the other field on the macro, and the other macro, the alt one, goes to that field, and your main goes to that field as well, and just boom, you're harvesting like that. Kind of how it is right now with the revolution macro, having to seeing what quests you have. The alt account auto goes there, which is pretty crazy. Obviously, this isn't hacks, by the way. This is obviously just real macros, and it's taken so long to make, but it probably will be by the time Beastmas is here, only because it's not an actual hack. That's why. Because you're not TPing from thing to thing and auto-completing everything in 2 seconds. No, it's kind of a macro though. Yes. Oh, not kind of. It literally is. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about it. I personally am pretty excited.